We've all heard the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or, I mean, just if it isn't broken, don't fix it. And we all know the saying, don't reinvent the wheel. I don't intend to reinvent the wheel, but I do intend to fix some things that are broken. And some things that are broken is that I don't know where my readers are hiding at this moment. And so I'm going to unabashedly create this community here. If you are a person who loves reading and is always looking for new authors to read, this is the show for you, because every single episode I'm going to host an author who I will interview in a unique way to tell a story. It's not going to be a story that they've ever written before. It's going to be a story prompt. And those story prompts will come directly from my Twitter account, where I happen to be connected to some 20,000 plus writers. Not all of them regularly contribute. Sometimes I find new people to contribute. The audience of very loyal people who like to interact with me on Twitter is daily growing, which is so exciting. It is an asset that I never expected to have at the beginning of 2022. But Twitter is an amazing place. People love to tell stories. They love to answer questions. And so I'm going to be pulling directly from Twitter answers to story prompts that I have interacted with people on. And we will get on an episode of TRBM to tell you a story. If you're a reader, you get an opportunity for bonus content to learn new authors, but also if you happen to love an author and you see that they're hosted on my show, they're going to be telling you a story. They're going to give you the inside track on how they tell their story. You're going to see the process of invention, of creating something, how they do their work, the way they think through things. There's going to be an element of craft involved here. So you may be a writer and you listen to this show because you like to learn from other people how they go about the process of writing. That's going to be really cool. We're not going to talk about grammar for the most part. We're not going to talk about style for the most part. We're not going to talk about the 3-act structure or anything like that. You can go to Readsy for all of that bull crap. It's never worked for me to learn the specifics. Even though I consider myself a grammar nerd, it hasn't made me a better writer. What's made me a better writer is what we're going to be doing here, telling stories, getting invigorated and excited. Anybody can tell a story. But if you're looking for writers that you want to know a little bit behind the scenes, how their process works, who they are as people, this is the place to be. This is where all of it's going to happen. And if you want to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is answer questions, because I will pop in and out of my Twitter feed all day long, every day, and answer back, fire back some second scenarios for answers that I really like. And you just might get an invite to tell a story on my podcast. It's the only way right now that you have an opportunity to be on my podcast, is to answer my questions on Twitter. So that is a really exciting development for TRBM. It also sets me up perfectly because I am a storyteller and I get to every single week selfishly help collaborate in telling stories. The more stories you tell, the more creative you are. But also, hey, listen, if you enjoy what I do, you're going to enjoy the books that I publish. And I'm going to be publishing a handful of them in 2023. That's why I started this episode the way I did, because there is a part of me that still deeply wants FSG to publish my novel, my debut novel. There's still a part of me that wants to go through the appropriate gates. But what I realize is that my story needs to be different. I don't understand why, but it does. I have some well-written, well-edited books that I'm going to pay more money to get great covers for, and some more editing, some proofreading. I'm engaging in those things for the 9 Lives of Marvin Longhai. I'm not sure exactly why, but you'll probably notice that my first couple of books have numbers in the titles. 7-Figure Marketing Mindset for Novelists, the 9 Lives of Marvin Longhai. But another novel that I've got is currently titled The Buckshot Blast and the Goldfish Getaway. I like that one. There's no the in it. I intentionally took out the because I feel like I lean on the as well as numbers. I've got Kidnapping George Clooney is a novel that I wrote. It's a really fun, strange little row that involves hitchhiking and things of that nature. I'm going to be publishing some of these novels. The Stories of Bogey is another one. I wrote it as my master's thesis. I have a collection of short stories that I'll probably be publishing. And I may do all of these books in 1 year. I may just, what the heck, throw caution to the wind and get them out there. I've had them in the drawer thinking that there would be this appropriate moment. And now I'm realizing, hey, there may be people out there who want to read what I've written. And maybe it's time to put the books out there, not worry about making the list, not worry about having a massive debut showing. But maybe I'm going to hit the road with some microphones and some equipment and do some live podcasts. And that's why earlier I kind of alluded to, for right now, the only way you can get on the podcast is to answer a Twitter question. And maybe what I'll do is, if it just works out perfectly right, somebody who answers a Twitter question will end up doing a live podcast with me at a bar or a coffee shop or a bookstore. I don't know what we'll do, but there will be books, there will be stories, there will be tales, there will be fun, there will be silliness, there will be cursing. I'm almost positive that people will swear on this podcast, because creating stories can be really challenging. I'm so excited to bring these episodes to you. I've gotten just a couple recorded right now, and we're going to be doing a lot more. So I hope that it is everything that you want and more. And I hope that you like the way I tell stories, because I've created all of these stories for readers. I want readers to read them. And instead of worrying about who you are, I'm going to create a place where if you are a reader, you can come and enjoy what we're doing. So I guess, like, consider this maybe the really long-winded version of a what's coming in 2023 reinvention of the podcast. I think I earlier promised that I wouldn't do one of these like formal recreation stories, but it seems to defy my need for order in the cosmos. Please enjoy TRBM and everything that's to come. I speculate that it's going to be a great time.